Hey guys, this is Demon coming back for another round of Final Fantasy XIV. I just finishing redoing the dungeon for Leviathan and editing one of the two, or adding both the cutscene bits out. Yeah, sorry if there's a bit of a jump cut for each one. I had to redo that one because I wasn't proud of the way Leviathan went through the first time. I'd have been okay if I died, but I forgot a few things as him as a boss. So I'm gonna hold myself to that in the future from now on. What I'm gonna do is something quite simple. Me, myself, and I are going to keep mental notes, aka I'm not going to keep any mental notes. What I'm going to do is probably on my phone, I'm probably going to start setting up episodes on there to put into its own section for videos so that I can find them on my PC so that I can post video content that I use for to get a better idea. Because there's some people that make really good tutorials for this game that are really freaking helpful to beat certain bosses. Because I got pissed off originally with Leviathan, found out why I kept dying, rewatched it, and then all of a sudden I knew exactly what I was doing. I was like, oh, okay, I understand this now. The mission was actually quite easy. It's just, if you go in blind, you're not going to know what the hell's going on. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits. But today I will permit myself a few words. Ahem. I feel truly privileged to have made the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration of us all, madam, and on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Thank you, sir. Jesus, why are people selling that? My congratulations, Hydaelyn. This victory will serve to quiet the sick Hagen for a time at least. But such beings can be defeated and runs contrary to all I know. Whence comes your strength and sense of purpose? Another notch for you on the old belt, is it? Well done, my friend. Were I a god, I dare say I would tremble at your summoning. So often do you achieve the impossible that I fear my words of congratulations will begin to sound repetitive, if indeed they have not already. This in mind, I shall only say that I am glad to see you safe return. How about things do not exactly go to plan? I will admit, Leviathan denied us the luxury of ramming him for one, but let's not quibble over the manner of victory, eh? Limbs is safe, and we are not yet undrowned. I conclude that it has been a good day. Now go bask in the Admiral's gratitude, will you? Certainly earned the right.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you.
How small.
Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Everybody likes messing with Thancred. I mean, he kind of
Lady
deserves it.
Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You're so nice. Telling everybody your secrets.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds stood before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
Ooh.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, Mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Oh.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Who has the greater right? Alright. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I've been keeping it in a letter of introduction for Lady Ugary. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for small fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous heroine man there. Present the letter to him. He will serve as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of women's in society. They value independence more highly than pirates and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. They will be penned by the Admiral herself. Mere words on parchment will get you only so far in their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. Here's the letter. Go to a aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man, and good luck. I feel like my character's about to get attacked. Whew. A lot of people here tonight. Although the wait time for the queue wasn't actually that long, it was only about 14 people I had to wait for, which isn't bad. It's usually the average. I had to wait like 20 or 30 one time. Got business for me, adventure? Yes, I do. So you're the one my Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eaten grin, but what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. And you must be the Far Easterner, which what Mirib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. And Ugary of Doma, 'tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that last. Limsa's a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. Seem to develop fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. That the protectors of my art, too, are dancing in the shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. And what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, what is it? We can get acquainted in more private surrounds. Hey, that didn't come out right, did it? Lady Hydaelyn, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope that imparting my mortal knowledge to the people of Eorzea, when the time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Yeah, we're done talking to them. Much and more has occurred since first I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envision being invited to play as a part in your noble struggle, but forgive me, I kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When you meet Lady Mephilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral till we meet again. Way of light. Yeah. Although the bad thing is I'm editing a video in the background, so I'm hoping the video is perfectly fine. It's the only pain in the ass I'm dealing with right now. I wanted to record another episode, and at the same time I have that going on. Alright. Alright, I'm assuming Minfilia is in the entrance to the solar? Yes.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand.
What has that told you?
If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Eorzea's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Ooh.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Garlean motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
Damn.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Jesus Christ. I think the Ascians just dabbed.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Sultana.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
not good. Oh my god, the Great Divide. Ooh, we're getting there. Familiar thoughts keep returning to the fate of the students of Eldicium. Our friends, the very Isle itself, everyone and everything. Go on. No, it avails us not to speculate. Eorzeans will send word if there are any developments. Until such a time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different one closer to home. Oh, I feel better. Concerns etheric fluctuations which they attribute to good King Mogul Log the 12th. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have to thank. Yeah, as long as the 12s are at least reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even such primal. Eastleigh, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation. I would have you... Celia, I do not wish to interrupt. We have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Olda this time are come to Renovit's Told seeking asylum. Seeing they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans, at present they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was expected. I shall meet them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread, and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Hydaelyn, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Man, we had just enough resources probably gathered to help the Domans. We can't keep bringing in new people. I get the point. Like, refugees, I understand them 100%. The goal is that you try to leave a destroyed area to try to flee something that's horrible to get into a new area. But the problem is that every time you flee, you're expecting the other place to be able to accommodate you. The problem is they can't accommodate the entire population. You have to understand that given areas only have a set amount of resources, supplies, equipment, stuff like that to be able to hold up for you, and they're not going to do everything. Apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Miss Finley. I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. 12 be praised at issue. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray, calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Oldo for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one we got, took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. The only question was where, and then it came to me. Renovit stole. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? You'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all those who've been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we got nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? It's like, no, we just don't have the resources. If I might have a word. Taru is Autumnus. Ill tidings for Olda, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? Not safe for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot, then went wild, lashing out at anyone and everyone. They can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells, now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. And to see it, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least let us help us keep the ones we've got. My lady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of our circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. Authorities determined that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. No problem. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Yida Papalimo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Hydaelyn. No problem. Don't believe what they say. I know these people. They would only take up arms to defend themselves, and if there was a riot, I swear to you, they didn't start it. I mean, I'm sorry, but be peaceful. That's all you gotta do. People attack you, remain peaceful. Be above that. Show that your people are better than theirs. Because people will always look towards those who cause the harm as the enemy. Gotta go quick. Gotta get to Alphinaud, he got stabbed. Oh no, Alphinaud, he got stabbed in the heart. Before it's too late. Looks fine to me.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe this particular rite may have not begun spontaneously. Have piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany the whole Flames. I would have hear what General Rauban has to say upon the matter. Seeing new characters in this game. Fascinating. Poor level 6. God help you. Say a prayer. Hope they do well. Now's not a good time, Hydaelyn. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphno, back on your feet already. I credit my swift card to your Chirrigans. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest has spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Hydaelyn. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to do so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with marital weapons. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between Old Dahl and the citizenry and the refugee population increased since the Domans returned away, but wouldn't that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And one of those who have not even a single gil to spend. Who cannot survive without aid provided by the immortal flame? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that Powder Cave was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monarchs would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Hydaelyn. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries into settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at the request for sensitive information, but no doubt you can persuade him with your civil tongue. I mean, while shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings, well then shall we? Alright, well, if we're getting into this point, let's get ready to go. Look as though you have something to say, Ian, do you? What? You ask is no simple favor. With such information to fall in the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers will be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words, and an able individual may be better suited in this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I said it should begin by speaking with the Blades posted there. Actually, don't know where this is at. Unless it's just outside the city. Bitch. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that was a good yawn. Alright, so where are we headed? Lost Hope, it said? Friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. Refugees who left the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't forgot the foggiest idea. Or foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak it Zazawaka, he will explain everything. What brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees. Well then, you come to the right place. I mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Those people have lost hope to accept their situation or are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed here recently. A grayish fellow, awfully opinionated, can't say I was sad to see him go. Sounds all waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. Who wants to hear a funny ass joke? I missed that meme. I don't have me, I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. Are you not the one from the Church of Saint Dama? Thousand pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of the thugs who have been tormenting us. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. We'll be praised for that, because we don't have a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic spell, but not I. Promise of revolution, retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha, a childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our dealers have returned, where the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you will understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized he is by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Just soothe me. Why? Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Who are you? What do you want? That's true. I followed the merchant and made the gods strike me down for my folly. They will not give you must take, he said. We asked how. He revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running and then there. The others were so excited, he split us into two groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames had found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs. They started arguing, then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and oh god, the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would soon call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us and listen to reason. Why, the twins might even disdain to do the deed themselves. A pox on all the bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. But they were forced to confront reality. That's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Ooh. Seven hells they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make a run for the rendezvous point. That's your game, is it? Haha, sorry to disappoint you lads, but we're more than willing to kill yourselves. You're welcome. Just having fun. New game plus rules. I'm such a kind individual. We beat him like it was nothing. That almighty, what are we gonna do now? How nice it is to be OP. You returned. Did you find my brother? One of the twins. What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them than beating, then taking a beating from you, than a lot getting butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? No one else would he be, unless he went to Stone Store to recruit others. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone Store, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more perish in the pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must be endured before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest, and will surely lead us to ruin. I hate when you get that itch, it's like on the eyelid. So you have to like find a way to get to scratch it. So you gotta like dig in between and pray to God you don't poke your own eye out. It's entertaining as all hell, but my God does it suck. Have you seen my parents? Oh. That's when they pull out a gun. They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ulda. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like when we talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, Miz, are you looking for someone? You mean the man who left with my parents, but I don't know where he... Hey, look, over there, I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Gullible fool. I boot your ass right now. You, oh, run like a bitch. He's getting away, go get him, miss. Don't worry, kid, I got this. Yeah, just run after him, it's not that far of a run. Oh God, murder hornets, dear Christ. Funny thing is, that other person probably has the ability of flight, and I'll probably beat him over here. Hey, bitch, what up? You again, why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution, that's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. I mean, you're standing right in front of me. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. You want to say that again? Think of the argument. Let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I'd give Corians honest about politics. It's business. Only business. Are you sure? We both know I am not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I'll tell you everything. That's a nice arrow. What's all this commotion? 7 hills. Tell the others spread out and search the air. The killer may still be close. Oh, adventure, I know more about your relationship with the victim as well as the events leading up to his death. Are you sure about this? The man responsible for the recent riots. May we owe this murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you're not the whom we seek. You may carry out with your investigation silent. Oof. I think what I'll do is I'll go back, talk to Commander Swift back at the Hall of Flames, and then I think I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm done recording for the day. I recorded a lot of videos today. I still have a lot of videos done. Like, I need a break. Like, I'm always holding myself to, like, make videos for you guys now. Like, like, when I was playing, like, Metro, like, I was having a lot of fun playing Metro. I would devout. now that I'm playing this, I'm like devoted to play this. I have a devout like reason to play this game like crazy, and I gotta stop myself. What's new, Hydaelyn? Where's the merchant? He got shot by an arrow from a random enemy. Murdered. Damn it all, this seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, he was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was willing to divulge his secrets. Do not swear, though. We may be close to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots before you realize it. Plain General left word that you will proceed to the Fragrant Traver. As soon as you return, he wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of your own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Well, with that, I'm actually going to run back to the inn. I feel like I've done plenty enough of this. And if I had to take a guess, we have a high 40-minute, maybe a nearly 50-minute episode for you guys, which works for me. Never understand why I come into these places and people are always dead dancing. Alright. So, as I was saying, guys, I will be ending this episode right here. I gotta cut it off. You guys are getting a bit of an extended one with this episode, is all you may know. We still have a fair bit more of this game to play. You know, the funny thing is I came to the conclusion, Final Fantasy XIV, that if I record an episode a day, and I have almost 30-something episodes done, that's a month worth of content, right? I'm not even done with Realm Reborn yet. And the fact that I'm thinking of this makes me go absolutely insane. The fact that I might have months worth of content for you guys is amazing for me because it means I have a lot of content saved up and that I can use it for you guys at any given time, which is really cool. But at the same time, in my brain is screaming at me in ways I can't even imagine because it's going, you have to have this be the extended like series that I'm going to be using for a long time as I go through it. And the fact of the matter is, patch 5.4 comes out in December. I have to see if I can get this, I gotta see if I can get up to Shadowbringers done before then. And we're not even done with Realm Reborn. I've been doing this for... If I look on the date, I would like to see when I started the first Raw episode. It had to have been... It's today. Today's at 26. I had to have started this last week. At least it feels like I started the last week. It had to have been last week, so... Like, with a week, I've gotten that much content done for you guys, and it makes me so happy. I've never spent this much time getting content done ahead of time, so, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. When we come back, ladies and gents, we are going to be going to the, what was it, the Royal Promenade, and we're going to see what Alphinaud, Raban, and everybody else has to say about this recent riot that occurred in Ul'dah. I will be seeing you guys next time. Thanks.